back with Chris Stewart, the author of 7 Tipping Points That Saved the World. I can't recommend this book highly enough to you, especially because of the ending, which I want to highlight just a little bit of. But first, let me go to Rex.
We're so aware, thanks to shows like yours and great books like this, of so many things that are going on. Were these people aware back then of the tipping points, that they were in such a point in history?
You know, it's hard for us to project why they did what they did. I think in some cases they probably didn't view it as a tipping point. They were simply fighting to survive. They were fighting to continue with their culture or their people. But there were other times when I think they did view this was, as we have written up there, a line in the sand. And I think that the battle in France against the Islamic invasion is an example of that. There wasn't entirely just the idea that we need to stop this invasion so we can protect our homes. I think they viewed that as a clash between the cultures there, and they wanted to preserve Christianity.
Can you make the point that you made, you make at the end of the book? Because I have to tell you, I brought it into work and I gave it to somebody and I said, oh, I just want you to read this. I just want you to read these 5 pages. The end of the book is, we have a choice. Freedom is fragile, and you have to choose.
Yeah. You know, it's fragile. As we've talked about, it's rare and it's precious, and it's not assured. We have to be willing to take the stand, to stand up as they have throughout history, to pay the price and to be engaged in the fight in order to assure. I think most of us look at our children or grandchildren. I had my first grandchild a few weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. And
Grandpa.
Grandpa. And it took me a while to get used to that. I look at what and imagine what his life is going to be. And most of us think, well, he's going to grow up like I did, in the security of living in a free land and knowing that it will always be that way.
Hold on. How many people here believe that our grandchildren will live like we do? Look at that. How many people, if I would have asked you that 5 to 8 years ago, would have said yes?
Yeah.
Look at that.
And I'm grateful that people recognize that, because if we just assume that it will always be this way, then we don't hear the call to arms, that we need to stand up and be willing to protect it.
Okay. I want you to pick this book up and read it, because it will change your perspective, and it will do so in a way that, I mean, my eyes were truly, truly opened on how you think you know how bad it could be? No. You don't know how good you have it, even the worst of us. You don't know how good you have it until you've read history. Back in just a second. Author of 7 Tipping Points That Saved the World. Not a professional historian, as I said to him in the break, but professional historians are the reason why nobody knows history. They stink on ice. Grab this book. Next week, only 4 shows of this broadcast remaining. Final show of the Glenn Beck program on Fox is next Thursday. Don't miss an episode from New York. Good night, everyone.